For those of you who don't know, earlier today, there were three inches of water in this room. And through the efforts of the folks at Frazer, rearranging the food distribution, changing their cooking plans, cleaning up, we're able to have this banquet tonight. And they are in fact,
a few years ago, a not so subtle change occurred in my status with the Hitchcock Committee. I no longer was referred to as the first recipient, but I'm being referred to as the oldest recipient. I'm the one that qualified for Social Security first.
So blessed to play at the University of Florida, and it was amazing when I look back at the success that we had and how blessed we were while I was there. It also, though, it's been a long time now. It's funny how the years pass, and I'm sure that the former winners, when they're looking back at their time of this award, how quickly the years passed. I had a reminder of how long ago it was I played, not too long ago. I was in New York City for the Heisman Trophy presentation, and there's all these people there. It was exciting. You had 20, 30 former Heisman winners. And so you had a lot of people that were looking for autographs. And this one particular kid was persistent. This kid was not going to be deterred. In fact, so much he followed me into the restroom. So there was no getting away from this kid. He was sitting right by the door, and I was not getting out. So I'm walking by, and he comes up to me, and he pulls up an orange Gator mini helmet. Just, and he hands it to me, and I pull out my pen, and I start getting ready to sign something. He says, "Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was hoping you'd take my helmet in the other room and have Tim Tebow sign it." That shows you how fast it's happened to come and go. I did move on and play at the New Orleans Saints. That was the first team I played for in the NFL and where I got to be a part of Desire Street Ministries. But I think probably a defining moment there when I first realized that perhaps I wasn't in New Orleans to win football games was in my first start. Not only did we get shut out, but the last play of the game, I was back to pass, and I was looking down the field for somebody, and some came running around the end, and he dove head first with the crown of his head and hit me right in the side of the temple. It's one of those shots that today, it would have been probably a $20,000 fine, but back then it was just, hey, great hit. So he hits me right in the temple. And as we spun to go down, his momentum spun off a little bit with the ricochet, and I popped back up. Except I couldn't see anything. It was pitch black. So I tried to blink my eyes real quick and open them, and I did, and as I opened them, I still couldn't see anything. I was totally blinded. Next thing I know, I got hit from the back, and I was on the ground. I was thinking, man, that was a scary moment. And so I began to get up. But as I opened my eyes again, pitch black. Well, what had happened was when this guy hit me, as we spun around, he spun off and I spun up. My helmet spun all the way around my head to where the face mask was back there somewhere. The chin strap was back there. My nose was barely sticking out of the bottom of the back of the helmet. It's funny now. At the time, I thought I was blind, and I started thinking worse. I was hearing these voices, and I thought maybe I had died. And then I didn't see Jesus, so I was really nervous.
It's a very, very difficult selection process, and the folks who work on that work very hard. You've experienced those folks in your homes. Well, that whole team of people has been led by Terry Mitchell. And it's time for Terry to come and present our winners for 2009.
Thomas Paine said, "Reputation is what men and women think of us. Character is what God and angels know of us." She leads by her daily walk with Christ, by being an example to others, and always pointing them to a saving knowledge and understanding of Christ's love. Because of her actions and unwavering faith and dedication to Christ in all areas of her life, she is respected by her teammates, by her competitors, by her fellow students, her leaders in Bible study, her church leaders, and also her teachers at school. This year's female representative of the Jimmy Hitchcock Memorial Award is Ms. Laura Johnson, representing Lamp High School.
I was really nervous about it, but it means so much. Amy Wheatley was on the Barracudas when I was little, and I always looked up to her, and she was nominated for this award, and so all through high school I was like, that would be so cool to be like her, and I really am so honored because all of these girls and men were just as worthy to win this as I was, so thank you so much.
Head football coach added, going up against a competitor sometimes 50 pounds heavier, he would use speed and determination to compensate for his small stature. He has a winning attitude and a willing spirit in the field of athletics. And he went on to say, he is not the star athlete, but he maximizes his potential. Nobody gets more out of their God-given ability. It is my honor and it's my privilege to announce that this year's male recipient of the Jimmy Hitchcock Memorial Award is Roscoe Anderson from Montgomery Catholic.
I remember when I was really little, I asked my dad one time, hey Dad, why are all these kids up here crying? Yes,
Roscoe, you were very emotional up there. This obviously means a lot to you.
Yes, sir, it does. As I said before, my father won it, my uncle had won it, so it's been in my family, and I know like the importance, how much it's meant to them, and just hearing them talk about it, and growing up around them, and their guidance has been just a really great blessing for me to have.